What is your giant? Name it. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it insecurity? Is it doubt?
What has stopped you? What has haunted you?
Somewhere along the line, you lost your footing, you lost your place.
There's been this insurmountable feat, this giant in your face.
You have not been able to get it done because you're carrying so much weight from the past.
You're not over the people and the places where you've experienced trauma and anguish. You're not over it.
And so this time it's gotta be personal. See, when you get personal, when you make it personal, when you come to the end of this version of you, and you let go of the pain from the past, the moment you are no longer willing to tolerate where you are, everything changes. You're gonna have to make up your mind. Enough is enough. I'm getting out of this place. I am sick and tired. I'm no longer willing to tolerate this place of misery and pain. I've got a destiny to fulfill. Straighten up your back. Get over the pain. Get over the trauma. Get over the betrayal. Get over who left you. Get over who lied on you. Get over it. Here's what we do know. Life doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get more forgiving. We just get stronger and we get more resilient. Life has hit you too many times. It's time to get in the ring and hit back. You hit back with focus. You hit back when you are disciplined. You hit back with resilience. It's time to hit back.
Get up and tell every hater, tell every liar, tell every doubter that told you it wasn't possible. Tell everybody you're coming for everything God has destined you to have. Today marks the first day of the best days of your life. If you are bold enough, daring enough, if your faith is outrageous enough to take a chance on yourself, let the world reject you. Let the world close doors on you. Let the world tell you no. Stand in a mirror and tell yourself, I've got a destiny to fulfill. This time, make it personal. The nightmare is to reach our 60s, our 70s, our 80s, or even our deathbed, and to talk about everything we should have done. I should have done that. I should have invested in this. I should have made the relationship work. I shouldn't have got a divorce. We talk about all the things we wanted to do, but never got it done. That's the nightmare. That's the nightmare that we all must avoid. This is your moment to decide. Will you continue on living the life that you have lived? Or will you unlock your greatest potential? There are things that you have been called to do that you have never done. And there are things that you have been called to do that no one on earth has ever done. Some of you have journals full of dreams and no action has been taken. Get to work. Make this year the first year of the best years of your life. This is my year! This is not the year that I play around with my life. This is not the year that I sit and wait for destiny to hunt me down. I will hunt everything down that belongs to me. Life is not just a game of attraction. It is a game of hunting. It is a game of evolving to become the best version of yourself, putting in the work. This must be the year that you are not defined by your history, but you fulfill your destiny. If you want to see this thing differently this year, everything you do has to change.
You've been walking around the knockoff version of yourself. This is not the real you. The real you is breathing down your neck, begging you to manifest.
It's your turn. It's your time. You've waited long enough. You've got the strategy. You've done your homework. You've got the belief system. Now just put it in. I'm not afraid of rejection. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm giving it everything I have. And as much as life has tried to amputate my spirit, I refuse to go down. It's time to get out of the way. Stop blaming everybody and look yourself in the mirror. It's your fault you failed. I tried it last year and it didn't work. No, you didn't work. Am I gonna repeat my history or will I blaze a new trail? This is the year that I don't make excuses. This is the year I stop complaining about the past. This is the year that I give everything I have. You have to get hungry.
A lot of us, we watch everybody win in every facet of life. We watch the underdog rise under the lights. And we think to ourselves, when is it going to be my time? When is it going to be my time? And in order to be next, you got to change the way you live, you eat, you walk, you talk, you think. It's got to be a lifestyle change. When you shift your paradigm, when you shift your thinking, then what we see in our head will become our reality. Take your time, your talent, and your treasure and execute. When you have your mind made up that no matter how you're feeling, every day you're going to give it everything you have, then all of a sudden the world opens up to you. Come to the resolve this year that dedication, discipline, perspective, preparation is going to be your new code of conduct. Doubt's gonna knock at your door, and insecurity's gonna knock at your door, and adversity and trial and tribulation's gonna knock at your door. And so you need to be prepared. Ready or not, it's coming. Are you prepared?
You've got a luminous, brilliant, powerful future. It's time to step into it. Stop devaluing your past achievements. I know that you've got this broad stroke vision and that you see the end game, but there are things along the way that we accomplish that we cannot ignore. Life has hit you as hard as it could and you're still alive and you can hear my voice and you're listening to me now. Don't devalue that. That is an achievement. That is a win. I get it. If we pull up your history, we'll find a lot of brokenness. We'll find a lot of trauma. We'll find a lot of failures. We'll find a lot of empty places. And so here's what I need you to do. If you're going to remember anything from the past, remember how you overcame something. You are allowing your past to eat away at your present. You need to learn the lessons of your mistakes. And now you can use the mistakes that you have made. You can use the memories of the trauma and the people that you have had to forgive to teach someone else how to let go and start living their best life. I need you to make up in your mind that you're going to trade all self-limitation for absolute breakthrough and abundance in every area of your life. When you feel like you can't, when you want to let go, when you are surrounded by doubt, fear, and anxiety, you are going to have to pull up your resume and remember all of the things that you have made it through. I want you to think about everything that you've been through, everything that has happened to you. You have to think about what your father has gone through and what your mother has gone through. All of the pain, all of the trauma, everything you have experienced. When others lost their life, when others burnt out, when others gave up, you are still here, and that counts for something. God placed you in this world to do something. Get to work. The world is waiting on you. Your family is depending on you. Take the year. I need you to say a few things with me. My spirit is renewed. My mind is set free. I will take captive every negative thought and memory, and I will release it from my heart. I am not defined by the mistakes I've made in my past. I learn from them. I'm focused on the present. I'm building my future. I'm pursuing my destiny. I am somebody. I am good enough. I am growing stronger. There is something more. Stop doubting yourself. Opportunity is everywhere. It's right at your fingertips. It's right before your eyes. This moment is for those who are unwilling to settle for less, those who are done with just enough, done just living a mundane, ordinary life. If you've been called for more, go after more. It's time to break through the disempowering, limited belief systems that we've carried our whole life. Some of the most brilliant minds of our generation are high school and college dropouts. Let me ask you a question. When are you going to drop out of the mentality that you are not enough? The earth is groaning and waiting painfully for you to manifest. Do yourself a favor and dispense with the excuses that you're not good enough, that nobody will show up if I build it, that too many people are better than me. Snap out of it! Your insecurity, your jealousy, your envy, the fear you've been wrestling with has been in the way too long. Get out of the way! If you study history, you will find that the men and women that turned the world upside down were the ones who got out of their own way. You are inches away from the best life that you have ever had. What in the world are you waiting for? The time is now to start applying what you know. Be extraordinary. The world is waiting on you.
What would you like to do? What do you believe you've been destined to do?
I don't know what your dream is, but if you write it down, at some point, everything's going to begin to change.
If you can see it, you can have it. I know it hasn't been easy. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain.
If you are alive, you have another opportunity to begin again.
In this very moment, all you have is all you need. It's time to win.
You have a date with destiny. You have unfinished business. It's time for you to go back to the drawing board with a new perspective. Perspective is what changes the game. You feel like you're underpaid and undervalued and overlooked, but listen, are you going to complain in the face of conflict, or are you going to seize the opportunity? You have an opportunity to rise above what happened to you. Will you buckle under the pressure, or will you rise to the occasion? I'm talking to that person that is acquainted with pain. I'm talking to that person that knows what it's like to come from nothing, and so you literally have nothing to lose, and the only thing that's in your hand is a dream. The only thing that's in your head is I have what it takes to get to the top of that hill. At some point, you gotta say, I got this. This is the day that everything changes. Find a mirror and tell yourself, I got this today. I got this today. I'm gonna make it. All I have is all I need. People may come and go, but I've got a vision, and I've got the determination and the discipline to hit my aims and to punch through my targets. If you believe you've been called to be the difference maker, the game changer, you have a path that you have to take. And not everybody's going to walk that path with you. Oftentimes, it's the people that go away into a very healthy isolation to equip themselves, to condition themselves, to educate themselves, to come out empowered. And sometimes it's going to get lonely. And so you got to get into this workspace where you can do it by yourself. Stop waiting for somebody to come and save you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Get up! You got work to do. You may be tired, you may be broken, you may be hurting, people may have betrayed you, lied on you, left you, but you refuse to give up. The question is, can you give your all? You got two options in this life. You can do what is meaningful, something that is purposeful, what makes you come alive, or you can sit back and be miserable. Success starts with you. You have unfinished business. Stop waiting to feel like it. You gotta get up on your own. The question is, how bad do you want this? It is diligence and dedication and determination that separates the all-time greats from the one-hit wonders. Do you want to do this thing one time, or do you want to be notorious for winning over and over and over again.
There is a light inside of every one of us, an ember that burns and begs us to become more. This is the flicker of creativity, the spark of an idea.
How did you dream before you got hurt? Go back into your childhood. Remember your passions, the dreams that you had, that you allowed to die. I want you to start thinking about the vision that you had. What is your life's purpose? What is your destiny? Why on earth are you here? If you are going to win the fight for your future, you got to practice gratitude and radical kindness. Forgive those who have hurt you. Forgive those who have stopped believing in you. We need to practice gratitude. You have to be grateful for the ground that you've gained. Celebrate the lessons that you learned in your past. But for many of you, defeat has traumatized you, and it has left an image in your head, and this is why you won't go after it. I want you to erase the face of defeat. You have to come to the resolve today, now, that you don't need anyone's permission to make your dream a reality. I need you to take a moment and garner up all the belief that you have left in yourself to make this thing happen. You must first believe that you can, that you will, that you must.
Others have failed. Others have gone. Others have missed their moment. There's enough fire inside of you. After everything you have been through, you've got to be able to see your value.
I don't think we really understand the power of self-compassion.
It is self-compassion that gives us the power to face our failures, to face our fears, to face what we don't like about ourselves and come out on top. When was the last time you showed yourself a little compassion, a little empathy? Every mistake you have made up until this very moment, forgive yourself. Remember the past, but do not live in the past. With forgiveness comes freedom. And when you are free, you are empowered, you are positioned to fight for your future. Every day, I want you to start expecting the best as a way of life. Everything that I have accomplished over the course of my life, I accomplished with a new set of beliefs and a new set of habits. There is no other way. The moment that you destroy the way out, that's when you make it happen. When was the last time you did this for you?
Let's dispense with the painful conversations of what happened in your past. Unpack the gift of the present. You're not going to just wake up in one day and fulfill destiny, but you have the opportunity every single day to make extraordinary decisions. And what you do today will determine your future. Your daily decisions, your habits, your programming, the way that you think, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice. But if you keep going, your future self will thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for not throwing in the towel. Thank you for not allowing the despair and the anger and the bitterness and the jealousy and the ego to eat away at your progress and your ability to travail and endure.
When you have fallen, when you have made a mistake, the worst thing you can do is criticize yourself.
So you know one of your biggest problems is that you keep thinking that there is another you. And for me, I started to accomplish more than I ever have in my life when I realized that there's nobody like me, that there's nobody that can do what I can do.
You must accept this truth, that you were born for such a time as this, and that at this very moment, all you have is all you need. There's a lot of people walking around today, they have unchecked rage, unchecked aggression, unchecked anxiety, fear, insecurity, and only those who are self-compassionate can deal with the problem. You're going to have to care enough about yourself to face it and find a resolve. Then you're going to get in the mirror and you're going to face the adversity, face the conflict, get down to the root of the problem and face what it is that you were attempting to run from. Embrace rather than avoid challenges. And you don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. There is no one like you in all of the earth. There is no one that can do what you can do. You are the only option. You are the only play. Nobody else is going to be able to do this. When you get that in your head, that nobody's going to give you a handout, that you have to make this happen, that every room you walk into, you show up and you show out, and you leave it all on the table. If you can remember that, then you will always see adversity as advantage and obstacle as opportunity. No sunrise without a sunset. There are no roses without rain. When you don't see a light at the end of your tunnel, you gotta remember the light that is burning inside of you that nobody is able to put out. There is not a person on this planet that can stop you. The moves that you make will echo throughout the ages as there is a generation of people who are attached to your why. And if you don't succeed, they'll never believe. So make it happen.
What is it that you can do today to get closer to the fulfillment of that future? To get closer to the manifestation of the future? What are you doing today? What are you giving today? There are going to be times where you give everything you have, and everything that you have is not enough. Push through the pain. Push through the anguish. Push through the brokenness. Do not stop. It's the no-quit mentality.
Life can be very painful. We can experience loss and worry and the insomnia of reoccurring heartbreak and hardships. It is inevitable. They say that which you fear or expect will most likely come to pass. The body manifests what the mind harbors. Then you're going to have to wake up every single day with a mind that is fully persuaded that you are an incurable optimist, and you're going to see every challenge as an opportunity. You've got to be an incurable optimist. You've got to see the light at the end of every tunnel. You have to see the glass half full instead of half empty. And even if there's nothing in the glass, you have to see that emptiness as an opportunity to build something you've never seen.
Find it. Define it. Be reminded that you can, you will, you must never give up. At the end of the day, it's worth it.
And sometimes the most important lessons that we learn are learned when we fall down.
We see a storm, we see rain, we think, I can't do anything. We need to get a zoomed out perspective to see that it's not the end, that there is something after this. And for many of you, the reason why you haven't gotten up yet is because you still think failure is final. Instead of thinking failure is a lesson learned. The trial, the tribulation, the adversity, the giant is your opportunity.
When you fall down and you pick yourself back up, you are building muscles. You become a better thinker and a better problem solver.
Whatever pushed you to the ground, whatever knocked you to the floor, I want you to look it in the eye and tell it, you can't keep me here. I'm getting up, and I'm gonna do this again.
It is at that very moment that you can break out of the prison of fear. Why can't you be the person that changes everything? This season that you've entered into did not come to break you. It came to build you. You have everything you need right now in this moment to take a step forward.
You can change the future. I was not created for the prison of fear. I'm getting out of this place.